Anything the states need right now, I'm ready to mobilize that support of what they need. I don't think anybody can deny the impact of the climate crisis anymore. Just look around. Historic floods, historic floods, more intense droughts, extreme heat, significant wildfires have caused significant damage like we've never seen before, not only throughout the Hawaiian Islands in the United States, but in Canada and other parts of the world. We've never seen this much fire.
Hey friends, it's August 30th. My name's Reagan. Welcome to the collapse of global industrial everything. I debated even filming this because of the wind. There's some strong gusts. I do have my dead cat on the mic, so that should help a bit with that. Excuse the background noise. I can't seem to get away from traffic and cars no matter where I go. Even if it's a nature preserve, it's located right next to a highway. Luckily, even though the EPA rolled back protections on wetland services, there's a preserve around here that seems to be doing well, and I try to spend more time there. A separate video on that is coming. So all of you are pretty much up to date on global catastrophe unfolding in front of our eyes, but I felt my place to speak of that on camera. I do get comments from people around the world telling me how thankful they are for my content, that someone is saying something about this, at the very least just saying it. I happen to be in a fortunate position where I can do this, and I feel alive. I feel right and whole talking about the damage that Homo Colossus is exacting upon this planet in every way. Luckily, Ron DeSantis' home was crushed by a tree in the most recent hurricane. That's something I know many of you wish for, though one of my subscribers' daughters lives in Florida. I'm not sure if it's near Tampa or the affected area, but I hope they're doing well and alive. I mean that, we care about people in our lives. I'm sometimes homicidal. I'm not suicidal. So all that being said, Japan's under the worst heat wave, and its heat records are being broken there since 1898. There's a massive cyclone heading directly for Hong Kong, 155 mile per hour winds, typhoon, get them all confused, not really. And Biden's coming on TV and talking about how it's undeniable now. You have a report coming out, I heard in NPR today, about how California wildfires are now explosive. There's a 25% chance more that they turn into super fires, which is, that's not the right term, mega fires, which is not good, right? Meanwhile, the Colorado River just trickles to a drop and goes into, empty anytime soon. I'm missing some things, but it just keeps going. The wildfires in Greece were the worst in EU's recorded history. Canada wildfires also the worst. And these red flags every single place. Typhoon Saola, to be corrected earlier, on the one headed for China. South Africa's west coast registers record-breaking maximum temperatures. Turkey seeing hotter September. They're trying to fight wildfires in the Russian Black Sea town. And it's split in Ukraine from extremely cold and record heat on both sides. Bad weather in Italy, destroying crops and livelihoods. And what's even more interesting, you could say, use that adjective, is that our Earth energy imbalance is doubling in the next few years. What's that gonna be like if we're seeing this now? There's just this tipping point where we cross over. You know what I mean, meat sauce? We are unable to perceive long-term threats. We cannot register when our habitat disappears, and by the end of this decade. I overhear a guy a little bit younger than me talking about his life with his coworkers and how he's raising a 2-year-old living next to his in-laws. Fuck all that noise. You know what I mean? Like, are you stupid? No. This is America. It's Denialville, USA. Despite all of the evidence. And people who are in denial are usually the ones that call the cops, are rats, or scared, overstressed, overworked. It's a coping mechanism. When someone hears something they don't want to hear and they can't register it, the immediate response is denial. It's wired into our DNA now, and you could go back further and say, well, it was the invention of agriculture. Well, maybe overall it was just the invention of humans. Humans have their idiosyncrasies and particular set of ways that can be manipulated easily by fear and propaganda, and still, despite hearing the facts, still denial. You know, I have had to come to realization the past few years is that even there's not going to be that aha moment where I can look at a denier when everything's crumbling and say all the things that I wanted to say to him in this part of the decade. Because he'll either be dead or yelling back at me still in denial, pointing fingers. You know, guys, I know this. The best you can hope for is to see the grid go down and see a sunset. You know, I wrote this in my community feed, and have that last gasp of air, so to speak. You know. Come on, let's get real. We're going to build enough capacitors and transistors to power the world. It's unfeasible. It's unfeasible. All right, electric vehicles, how long they take to charge. Redo our entire infrastructure this decade. Okay, we kicked the can way too late down the road. And this election, I don't want to go back into that. So, talked about a few things here. And having to cope and manage your mental health through this is a challenge, especially for highly sensitive people who comprise about 20% of the population, have to live in this world of just denial and stupidsville. Okay, denialsville. It is excruciating. And that's why many of my subscribers are like, just get it on. Let's just fast forward a few years and see how everyone's faring then. Because we know how that goes, Mr. Peterson. All right. Don't do anything stupid. Be positive where you can. Most people, like you guys, feel the same. You can't even talk to. You talk to your few, roommates and people who understand this information. Everyone else is like, it's too scary to bring up, and there isn't even no worth in doing it. Like, it's taken me a long time. I like to warn people because I'm a caring person about people's who I care about well-being. Tell them something's coming, but everyone else, you're either going to spark rage, denial, controversy. I had a guy unplug me from my plasma donation because he just didn't want to hear it bring up. Like, it made him so uncomfortable that he had to disconnect me and mention calling the cops. We're all just scared little children, okay? We all piss, shit, eat, fuck the same. Anyways. So people who are past, 30, it's shown that you're happier in a relationship. That's true, to have a companion. But a romantic relationship is such a gamble. And at this point, I'm putting it's out there on the internet. that I don't know where you find them, but someone who's mature, intelligent, good-looking, humorous, no children, probably has a place of their own, very likely has a place of their own, who I can go over and visit several times a week, who's cool and not just oriented, together of their place in the universe. I mean, women are a little bit more mature than, men sometimes, but these American women, it's a testy battle. There's so much insecurity propagated by our culture and everything. I'm not trying to delve too much into this topic with you guys, but it's been on my mind lately. It's like, what I'm looking for in my mid-30s is like, I might as well be, trying to catch lightning in a bottle. And I know that. I'm realistic, like you guys are. I don't have mental health issues. I'm a highly sensitive person who loves to be cared for and heard and seen just like everyone else. I have basic needs, and I just happen to be in a precarious position where I can talk about what the hell we're doing to our planet. And I know there's plenty of hardworking, good-working people that are, like at this nature preserve I just went to, who are trying to hold on to nature, to preserve it, and I admire them. But there are far too many clowns in the world. We are already doubling Earth's energy imbalance in the next several years. We are in the most rapid change in planetary history. Okay? All right, Doomers. I wanted to catch you up on that. Read this Climate and Economy. Just go through these events. Take it in. Just absorb it. I just happen to be one of those rare individuals who can listen to house music and Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young. I can meditate and fire handguns and rifles. I can, participate in nature and events, and still, I'm grumpy before noon. Still trying to exist like a person. I'm not trying to be a hero. This is not a hero narrative. It's just coming to terms with your existence in the universe, especially in the frame of what's happening. We're done. We're done. Point blank. I watch this other channel, this guy Ethan, talking about 100 years from now. No. Maximum 2040. It's going to be disastrous. And I'm not looking forward to it. The actual suffering part of it. Yes, philosophically, I hope that Homo Colossus gets crushed like a bug, and it will. But it's going to be rough. And that experience, I still have to live through it. I see old people walking around like slow like this around here. Can't even move to their car. They're 90 years old. And I'm like, so many emotions I want to feel and I want to say. Just die already. Or I'm glad I'm not getting to your age. Also, do you know what's happening to your, there's so many feelings and I see them every day. Living with this information. What have we been cursed with? I'm just kidding. Live stream Saturday. Hit that notification. I'm not setting times. I'm just going to hit record when I hit record. It may be early afternoon, it may be late afternoon. Until this is not a well-paying job, okay? Doing live streaming about Doom, okay? You can imagine. So unless I'm making a couple $100 a month or YouTube is actually paying me, you're on my time. You're on Doom Wizard schedule, okay? All right. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. See ya.